She's always so poised as well, ready to go.
Sixth time these teams have squared off in postseason. Drexel, the home team, in the whites. And this CAA semifinal is underway with the winner getting a date in tomorrow's championship game against Towson. See if they can get Jenko going early. They're on two bodies her direction. Jaconi with a reverse. And Drexel running down the rebound. It will go their direction.
And you see right away the pressure that Drexel's trying to apply to Jenko. And I think they're going to do that all game long, try to get the ball out of her hands and make some of those other players step up and do something.
And it'll be interesting to see how Jenko holds up if she has to work that hard without Todd to bring the ball up.
Absolutely, and she played a lot of minutes in yesterday's game as well.
Metzel picking up right where she left off a day ago, a deep two.
And it's going to be important on the other side for the Huskies defensively. They're going to want to put Drexel in a position to shoot those quick shots. But if Drexel's knocking them down, you might have to apply a little more pressure.
Dublin gets the roll, and we're tied early. Jenko and Nihil will be a matchup to watch. Man-to-man defense here for Northeastern. 10 to shoot. Greenberg slipping to the 10. Can't get the roll. Dublin clears the board.
That's a look that Drexel wants. If you can find that cutter getting into the paint, those are those easy high percentage shots.
Inside, Jaconi couldn't finish. Greenberg, nice board, starts the break the other way. Greenberg inside. Walked as she lost her balance.
And a nice defensive possession there by the Huskies. They hustled back in transition D. I believe right away you saw matching up on Greenberg was Dublin, and she's just moving her feet right there and caught Greenberg in a travel.
Got to be careful, though, if you're Northeastern. If Greenberg gets that kind of position, you feel like she'll have a good day.
Oh, absolutely. When she's down on that block, she can make a lot happen, and I think that's something that she's developed with her game is that post play.
Dublin sticking with it, drawing an early foul on Greenberg as she hit the offensive glass.
And not only was Greenberg a player of the year, she was also on the all-defensive team. So she's one of those players that Northeastern might look to go to do exactly that and try to get her in foul trouble.
Good break for Drexel. They actually called the foul on Metzel instead of Greenberg. I thought it was over the back on the player of the year as Dublin gives Northeastern its first lead.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing for the Huskies either. They can get Metzel in a little bit of foul trouble because the Huskies have size down low. And if you can eliminate some of those defensive players for Drexel, that'll work in their favor.
Nihil always looking to push. Runner wouldn't go, though. And made the rebound. Jenko doubled again. May on the reversal. Ends up with Todd. And she is tripped. Well, that's a big call. That's number 2 on Metzel.
It's a huge call right there. And this is the opportunity. Denise Dillon did say, you know, we're not always going to rely on Bailey Greenberg. We have to be able to go to our bench. But a situation like this, Metzel had a huge game for the Dragons yesterday.
It's so funny how what seems like maybe is a good break turns into a bad one so fast.
Yes.
Jaconi got a good bounce there, but couldn't finish. Got a nice save to keep it alive for Leonard.
Those are the ones you want to knock down, those easy little jump shots in the paint.
Leonard didn't even play in yesterday's game. Denise still talking about the matchups, getting involved here early. Washington trying to create, finds Nihil. And May another rebound.
And what's different with this Drexel team from years past, they're normally known for their three-point shooting, their capabilities of shooting the ball outside. And Denise Dillon just said the identity of this team offensively is a little bit different.
They'll go to the Dragons. She understood pretty early on they were going to have to rely more on the defensive end. They have been a good defensive program for the last 4 or 5 years, but now it's their homework.
It definitely is, and I think that goes back to these players buying into what their coaches are saying. and really listening to what they say needs to be done.
Aubrey Brown straight to the basket. Again, couldn't finish. Janko is fouled as she grabbed the rebound.
Those are those little hustle plays that are going to turn out to be big by the end of this game. Just a hustle play right there by Janko going after that defensive board.
Both teams going cold from the field. They've missed a combined 9 consecutive shots. Alexis Hill, who had a big game yesterday, finding Janko. Somehow Janko got that one through, and Hill lays it in.
And again, you see the pressure that they're applying to Janko, though. So really nice job by her sticking with that one and being able to deliver that pass.
Pretty much rolled it to Hill. Whatever it takes, I guess. Huskies by 3, 4 minutes in. Washington finds a wide open Greenberg. Leonard kept it alive, but Hill pulls it down.
And a nice drive there by Washington, getting that defense to collapse. It's just a matter of knocking down those outside shots for Drexel.
Janko couldn't knock one down. Leonard the long rebound. Brown had to move to make the catch. She hit 2 early threes yesterday, although that's not a big part of her game. They try to lob it for Greenberg, and Janko took it away. Finds Todd. A great hustle, but the ball belongs to Drexel.
And again, so far, that seems to be the story of it. Both teams getting open looks at the basket. They just haven't been able to knock much down.
Which you would think long-term favors Drexel, but Northeastern's doing a pretty nice job defensively.
They really are, and Kelly Cole did say that. She said they wanted to spread the floor against Drexel, not really allow them to use that full 30 seconds in the shot clock, because that's where Drexel can really take over the game and control the tempo.
Freshman Kendall Currents in for the first time for Northeastern. We hit the halfway mark of the opening quarter. Mara Hendrickson also in, freshman first time for Drexel. Greenberg again open. And Todd the rebound. Here comes Northeastern. Janko has a man ahead of the pack. Dublin couldn't finish. And Hill lost it on the way up. It'll be Drexel ball when we return. Fast and furious, but it's the defense controlling things early. Northeastern up 3, 4:41 to go in the first.
The sub above difference is daily, not shredded last night or baked yesterday afternoon. Good ingredients, prepped fresh every day. Because that's what daily means. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother lode of soft serve ice cream.
I got cones. Anybody wants one? No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
We struck sprinkles!
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We are the coaches of women's basketball. We are leaders and teachers, dreamers and winners. We are professionals who conduct ourselves ethically and with integrity. We place the education, safety, and well-being of the athletes we coach above all else and teach them the fundamental values they need to succeed in life. We are coaches united for the good of our game and those who play it. We are the WBCA.
The sub above difference is legendary. With Jersey Mike's, throwing an unforgettable party is easy. Now this is a party. Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
High stakes have led to some high-intensity defense. Northeastern up 3:4:40 to go in the first. We're joined by the third member of our broadcast crew, Christine Corin-Mata.
Guys, Denise Dillon trying to get her team to settle down. She kept repeating, you hear the play, you repeat the play. Seems like they're having a little bit of trouble getting into the offense that they want to get into. And then they want them to get back on defense. Too many fouls, too far away from the basket. Get back on the play as one unit, and take your time and settle down. Matt?
Thanks, Christine. Couple of rush shots there from Greenberg. Couldn't finish, but 2 offensive rebounds give Drexel another try.
And the aggressiveness on the boards is going to be big for Drexel as well, especially if they're not hitting shots early on.
Washington with a blow-by, and that ends a scoreless drought of more than 5 minutes for Drexel.
And that's only the 4th field goal between these two teams so far in this game, so the lid has definitely been on the basket early.
In 21 combined tries. Hill did not have the angle to receive that pass as Dublin throws it away.
And those are those possessions you really want to take care of the basketball if you're the Huskies, because it's going to be rare that you're going to get some wide open looks, especially playing against this Drexel defense.
Great point. Kayla Bacon in for the first time. She hit a 3 in yesterday's game that Denise Dillon admitted surprised even her.
I think it was only her 2nd 3 on the year.
Jenko again, active hands, tipped it away. And a nice job by Kearns to grab the loose ball. Starts to break the other way. And Todd makes a good decision to slow it up. Dublin hit it. She thought she was short with it, fouled the shot, but it's a swish.
And Dublin has come in and she has 5 of Northeastern's points so far, a player who averages right around 8 a game.
Normally the shooter knows. She almost started towards the rim before the ball was all the way out of her hand. Ten to shoot. Not much movement here from Drexel. Greenberg doubled. Bacon off balance. And Kearns the board.
And that's just a good defensive possession right there by Northeastern, recognizing personnel. You saw them go to that double team against Greenberg, forcing her to pass it out and make somebody else do something with the ball.
Kearns works her way to the paint. Can't get the roll, and Bacon the board.
I like the aggressiveness there by Kearns. Kelly Cole said she was really impressed with that freshman coming off the bench yesterday.
Hendrickson short, Bacon the follow, and the foul.
There you go, you just mentioned it. The Dragons staying on the glass, getting those O boards, allowing for those second chance opportunities.
Third offensive rebound of the game for the sophomore Kayla Bacon. Made the first 2 starts of her career during non-conference play, but Denise Dillon liked the energy she brought off the bench, so back to a reserve role, and we see it paying off here today.
Absolutely. In tournament time, it seems like it always presents something else for some players. It's an opportunity for players to step up. Like we said earlier, Metzel stepping up yesterday, in a little bit of foul trouble right now, so inserting some other people in there.
Giacone trying to step up here, gives Northeastern the lead back. The one thing you can get against Drexel, if you talk to other coaches, slips to the basket.
Absolutely, you can. Because, again, they apply so much pressure defensively. So when there's those little slips to the basket, it makes it tougher to guard. But teams have to be able to recognize that.
Leonard, tough shot, but got bailed out as Giacone gave the contact and will send her to the line.
You see right there, just a step slow for Giacone on that one and picking up that foul. But nice recognition by Leonard. A lot of times you'll see those post players younger down there wanting to kick the ball out. So when you're that close to the basket, it's smart to try to go ahead and make that move.
It's amazing how basketball has changed. You used to want to get the ball inside to score. Now you want to get the ball inside to set up the perimeter shot.
Right, absolutely.
2 misses, though, from Leonard. Todd finds a cutting Giacone for 2.
Same play on the other side that time, and nice recognition by Giacone. That time she was setting that one up. You know, she was at the top of the key right there, and just a hard cut to the basket.
Largest lead in the early going for Northeastern at 4. Brown tried to spin her way to the basket. Leonard wasn't ready to shoot, but what a finish. Kind of a baby hook.
It was, and again, nice recognition, seeing that she had that lane available and just taking it and going up for two.
Did not settle for the mid-range jumper. Giacone again inside, having a day.
And that's one of the things I think defensively that might be a little tough for Drexel with Metzel on the bench, is you don't necessarily have that post presence to guard Giacone down low.
It's a big loss for Drexel in the early going. See if the Dragons can find their footing. Second seed down by 4. Final half minute of the opening quarter, and Jenko takes it away from Leonard. And then Brown takes it right back. One-on-one with Hill. And here comes Northeastern as the track meet continues. Hill. What a feed from Todd to set it up.
And I love the recognition there by Hill, cutting to the basket. She saw that she needed a little help. Just a really smart play by her.
Nihil at the buzzer, couldn't find the range. What a close to the opening quarter. The 6th-seeded Huskies all over 2nd-seeded Drexel, doing it in transition to take a 6-point lead in the CAA semifinal.
The world will change. Drexel University is designed to change with it. By embracing change as the world moves forward, Drexel is constantly learning and evolving, preparing the next generation of leaders able to anticipate and address the challenges of tomorrow, because the future can't wait.
It needs a little more flavor.
Woo, my brother! The Nation Boy is in the house! Woo! Oh yeah! Woo, woo, woo.
Nope, I think we are good. TickPick, the only ticket resale marketplace with no hidden fees. Think StubHub with less fees. Find them online or in the App Store. TickPick, every ticket, no hidden fees.
Woo!
60 million people in the U.S. face the day-to-day reality of living with a mental illness.
Even though most people can experience relief from their symptoms and support for their recovery, less than half of the adults in the U.S. who need mental health services get the help they need.
People experiencing mental health conditions frequently face negative labeling, bullying, and even discrimination.
Some people describe stigma as shame that can be felt as a judgment.
Break the stigma. Don't be afraid to get help. We are the CAA.
The story is changing. The words ever evolving. Bolder, braver. We are architects of opportunity, and what we're building is more than buildings. It's pride. College is capable of being more, and every day we're proving it.
Northeastern up by 6 after 1. You don't often see Drexel's offense look uncomfortable, but that's exactly what Jess Jenko and company did to the Dragons.
It is. The Huskies are applying the pressure they need to. They're really forcing Drexel to taking some early shots in the shot clock, and that was part of their game plan. Don't allow them to use that full shot clock and get the shots they actually want. Really make it tough for them.
And a foul called against Northeastern. I think the Huskies thought it was going to be an illegal screen on Eileen Meskok. Instead, it'll go on Alexis Hill.
And that's just a tough one for Hill there, just trying to fight through that screen. So what's really important in these games, too, is communication.
That's a big foul. That's number 2 on Hill. So now each team with a major part in foul trouble in the first half. Metzel picked up 2 early ones for the Dragons. Nihil. Meskok thought about it. She'll take it. And a good rebound from Dublin.
And again, not a bad look for Drexel. That's what Denise Dillon talked about, trying to play inside out, get into the paint, then work our way out.
Jenko off the bounce. Jaconi kept it alive. It bounces right to Dublin. Todd for 3. And Brown the rebound this time. Northeastern doing a really nice job getting back in transition as well.
They are, and they're making Drexel kind of set up in what they want to run. But the pressure they've been able to apply has been huge.
Aiken into the teeth of the defense, committed the foul, going for the rebound as Todd did a good job to challenge and then turn around and box out.
And again, that's the second part defensively of playing. Okay, you get the stop, now you got to turn around and clean up on the boards and get going the other way.
Bacon's first. Curran's got it rejected by Greenberg. There wasn't numbers. Brown didn't care. Goes coast to coast.
And I like the decision making there of Brown. She's definitely not a point guard by design, but one of those more forward players that is able to bring the ball up the court. But really nice job recognizing she had that open lane and taking it all the way.
Little nickel dimer there on Nihil. What a battle it has been between Nihil and Jenko. As she'll sit down after picking up her first foul, the sophomore.
It is, and Nihil brings such an energy to this defense. Talking to Denise Dillon early on, she's just always energized to play defense.
Jenko cleans up again. 8 points already. That was Jaconi, I beg your pardon. 8 points for Jaconi, and the lead up to 6 for Northeastern. Washington off a double screen. Mescall had it knocked away. Jenko gets it to Jaconi. Greenberg diving after it, and it goes to Drexel.
It's a little bit more of the Drexel defense. We're used to seeing those hustle plays right there. But again, you saw how quickly they went to double Jaconi. And that might be something they're going to look at to do a little bit more with the presence that she's had offensively and forcing them to rely on that outside shot instead of getting into the paint.
Give some credit to Anna Ferrari, who got a fingertip on the pass just into the game, already making her presence felt. Huskies by 6. Drexel with a basketball. CAA semifinal. Winner gets a date with Towson in tomorrow's championship game. Brown with 8 to shoot. Greenberg the turnaround. And Jaconi up high for the rebound. Jenko always in control of everything out there.
She is. She's like that quarterback on the floor for them, just really telling people what they need to be doing. And I mean, she's a great one to have in that position.
Jenko off the mark though this time. Greenberg runs down the rebound. One luxury for Denise Dillon's team, she's got so many ball handlers she can turn to.
That is always the nice thing. They seem to be a guard-heavy team, so players who can really control that offense, especially with the system that they like to run offensively.
Washington off the bounce, gets an open jumper. Jenko lobbing it inside. May couldn't find a shot. Now Todd tries to create one and walk.
I think that's one of the other things for Drexel right now defensively too, communication. You saw right there was an open player in the corner that nobody saw at first, but a nice job moving Brown right there, moving her feet to cut that drive off.
As we heard from Christine earlier, Denise Dillon really stressing that during the initial media timeout. So nice job by her team to buy into what the coach is selling. Ferrario from the lane. May battling amongst 3 Dragons for the rebound.
And again, the Huskies forcing Drexel into one of those early shots in the shot clock.
May falling down, found top. Jenko gets it inside Dublin, backdoor to May. Todd ends up with it. Giacone again is fouled and will head to the free throw line.
That's another thing. The Huskies are being aggressive on the offensive boards as well. They might not always get a clean rebound, but it seems like somebody's always in the area.
Ferrario picked up her first. Kelly Cole likes to see the free throw go through for Giacone. He's not a bad foul shooter for a big 72% on the season. Playing it far less than 100%. As it'll go out of bounds back to Drexel. She's got an assortment of injuries. Kelly Cole was really worried how she was going to be able to hang in as this tournament got deeper if Northeastern was fortunate enough to get there, but so far so good.
It absolutely has been, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if you look at the game yesterday. Kelly Cole only going to her bench for 2 players. So Giacone's obviously playing a lot of minutes. Right now she leads Northeastern in scoring with 9 points, and that's right at her season average. So they're definitely utilizing her a lot.
Trying to get Greenberg going as she gets the roll.
And that's going to be something that's important for Drexel, too, is getting Greenberg going. Yesterday she had a quiet game. She did come out and do what she needed to do for her team, but I think today to look to her a little bit more.
Todd, offensive foul. Kratzikova sliding in and taking the charge.
And those are those plays that you talk about. Again, with Metzel being out, Kratzikova getting over there. It looked like she may have been a step late.
But she gets the call, and Drexel has a little bit of momentum for the first time. The second-seeded Dragons back to within 3, trying to get to the CAA championship game.
I am a CAA student athlete. I respect myself. Through respecting myself, I respect my opponent.
Through respecting my opponent, I respect the game. Through respecting the game, I respect the officials.
Through respecting the officials, I respect the outcome.
My example, in victory or defeat, nurtures respect in others.
Will you follow my lead?
What does it mean to be a CAA student athlete? It's passion, commitment, accountability, preparing for the real world, discipline on the court and in the classroom. CAA Hoops. It's only for those who want it most.
Accidents can happen anytime. That's why Geico's here 24 hours a day, every day. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Northeastern's led for all but 15 seconds, but their advantage has been trimmed to 3. Let's hear from the third member of our broadcast team, Christine Korenbach.
During that timeout, senior Jess Janko jumped into the huddle and told her team, keep getting stops on defense. We're doing a great job. Kelly Cole, the coach of the Northeastern Huskies, likes what she's seeing, wants to try to attack the perimeter and stretch that Drexel defense out when they are on offense. Likes what they're seeing, a lot of spirit in that huddle. They want to keep it going. Matt?
You can understand why. Good stuff, Christine. And a foul here against Drexel gives it back to the Huskies.
And I love that there, too, talking about Jess Jinko. Again, that leadership coming from her, not only on the court, but that voice off the court as well. It's always nice as a player. You're not always just hearing from your head coach. Every now and then when that coach is just going after you, telling you what you need to do, it can get tiring. But when you have a teammate in there giving that voice of reason, it's always nice.
Kearns couldn't find the range. Drexel wants to run. Ferrari got stuck. And Washington passed up the wide open jumper. You sound like somebody who's talking from experience.
Maybe just a little bit.
Hope Kenny Brooks isn't watching. Brown couldn't find Greenberg inside, neither could Washington. Ferrari comes open and hits it as the shot clock winds down.
And those are those plays when you're coming off the bench, stepping up and hitting shots like that. Especially at a time like this, it's needed because Drexel has struggled a little bit offensively so far.
Kearns got stuck and dragged the pivot. Ball goes back to the Dragons. The Drexel band has just arrived, which is noteworthy because they were supposed to be here before the game, but a little traffic mishap on the way down I-95.
They did. I believe their bus may have broken down for a little bit, so delayed them in getting here.
Only about a 45-minute trip from Drexel's campus, right in the heart of Philadelphia, down here to Newark, Delaware. Washington stuck. Hendrickson, the wide open. Can't find it. Ferrari again cleans it up.
And a great job getting on the boards there. That original play, I would have loved to seen Hendrickson relocate over to the wing to make that pass a little bit easier. Either way, I believe it was Washington was able to find her on that one. But again, cleaning up the boards offensively.
Deep jumper from Dublin. Showing her range here in this first half.
And she has not hesitated taking that shot so far, and that's going to be important, especially with the way Drexel is playing against Jinko. Giacone's not in the game right now, so I believe she is, but hasn't seen the ball yet. So nice job by her taking that shot.
Final 2 3/4 minutes of this opening half. Northeastern by a point. Winner gets to the CAA championship game. Greenberg couldn't finish. Kretzikova falling down for the rebound. And then Greenberg jumped on the pile to force the tie-up. Arrow belongs to Northeastern.
Again, in this game, neck and neck, both teams really hustling after the ball. I think they both know what's at stake here.
This is fun to watch. The ball isn't going in the basket as much as either team would like, but you have to appreciate the way they're not letting it affect the other aspects of their game.
Oh, absolutely, and that's huge. They're doing a lot of those other small things since the shot isn't falling right now.
Jenko stop and pop, buries it.
And Jenko decided otherwise right there, and that's a player. If you're Drexel, you do not want her to get heated up. She's very capable of knocking down that three-point shot. She hit 9 threes in a game earlier this year against Providence, so she can have the hot hand when necessary.
Ferrari couldn't hold on, back to Northeastern. You're not kidding about Jenko, though. 6 times this season, she's gone for 30 or more.
Just a solid player. And Kelly Cole talked about how she's just a competitor. She loves being in the gym. She's always the first one in, the last one out, always trying to perfect her craft, and definitely a type of player you want on your team.
Drawing the defense's attention. Couldn't get the roll, though, and Greenberg almost threw it away. Washington tight-roping the sideline to keep possession. Final 100 seconds of this opening half. Washington finds a cutting Ferrari for 2 more.
And that's what Drexel is so good at offensively, is reading what the defense is giving you. A lot of times they have that one set, but it seems like a million different options out of it. And just a great read there by Ferrari to get down into the lane.
How about Denise Dillon telling us before the game, I think Ferrari is going to have a big one.
Oh, absolutely. She said she needed to.
I think she knows what she's talking about. As Washington tips it, it'll stay with Northeastern. Guess who got her hands on it? Jenko again.
No surprise there.
She was able to preserve possession with the hustle, deflected it off the fingertips of Washington. Jenko off one dribble. And Greenberg has been busy on the glass in this first half. She's missed 8 of 9 from the field, but she's got 7 boards.
And that's big time. And we talk about players doing some different things on the floor if that shot's not falling. And knowing the type of player she is, she's recognizing that and cleaning up on the glass.
10 to shoot. Washington calling for a high screen. Drexel comes to provide it. Washington just inside the arc, buries it.
And that's the offense that Drexel wants to run, is running that shot clock down as low as they can and then getting a shot off.
1 second differential here. Shot and game clock. It is tied CAA semifinal. Towson awaits the winner. Jenko trying to get it inside, kicked away by Washington. 7 seconds remaining as the shot clock turns off.
And the big thing for Drexel here before going into halftime, not bailing Northeastern out with any type of foul, just playing solid defense, really making them work for that last shot.
May open, off the mark. Greenberg another rebound, and that takes us to the end of the first half. Drexel showing some good toughness despite Jenko shooting the ball well. And we are tied after 20 minutes. Christine Koren-Mata standing by with Drexel head coach Denise Dillon.
Coach Dillon, it seemed like it took your team a little bit of time to settle in, but in the second quarter, you looked a little bit more comfortable.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but we expected a game of possessions, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, we definitely, I said the one time out, we were throwing the ball at the basket like it was on fire. Just had to settle down. I know everybody's anxious, everyone's amped up right now, but yeah, I wasn't too pleased with the execution and the shot selection.
How do you get Bailey Greenberg a little bit more involved?
I think she just needs to slow down a little bit. She's shooting the ball before she even has it. So settling her down a bit. So long as she keeps doing what she's doing on the defensive end, we'll be all right.
Good luck in the second half. Matt?
Thanks a lot, Christine. Denise Dillon wants her team to calm down. She looks plenty calm at the half. They're tied with Northeastern.
The sub above difference is the slicer. After all, if a sub isn't made with meat and cheese sliced to order, you should be a little suspicious. Sliced thin, sliced now. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I am a CAA student athlete. I respect myself. Through respecting myself, I respect my opponent.
Through respecting my opponent, I respect the game. Through respecting the game, I respect the officials.
Through respecting the officials, I respect the outcome.
My example, in victory or defeat, nurtures respect in others.
Will you follow my lead?
I can't believe it. I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop quartet.
Pass the ball, pass the rock. We're open, just pass the ball.
Nah, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. Yeah.
The J, shoot the...
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What does it mean to be a CAA student athlete? It's passion, commitment, accountability, preparing for the real world, discipline on the court and in the classroom. CAA Hoops. It's only for those who want it most.
The sub above difference is 0. Sure, 0 gets a bad rap. It's even been called nothing. But when it comes to antibiotics in your turkey, you can't beat 0. 0 is number 1. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Final spot, the CAA championship game still very much in doubt. At the half, Drexel and Northeastern tied at 23. It was the Huskies that controlled play early, Nikki.
It really was, because this seems to be a defensive battle so far, but the Huskies being able to make some things happen offensively. Chaconi's come in, really made a difference in this game so far, and some of those utility players as well, like Dublin right there, stepping up and knocking down shots. And Hill, just from yesterday, kind of the energy she brought, continuing to do that today. Right there, you see a nice cut to the basket.
Give to Drexel, though, as they really made a hard close down the stretch.
They did, and Nikki Metzel with that opening jumper. We didn't see her very much in the first half due to foul trouble, but then Washington going in for that little layup right there. Drexel not normally getting the shots that they're used to, and a rare push in transition right here from Brown, but definitely taking what they can get against this Northeastern defense and the pressure that they've applied.
And Leonard was able to clean up on the offensive glass. That was one of the things that kept Drexel around early, as they did a good job on the boards. Northeastern's ball movement pretty impressive.
It really has been. And you saw early in the game, we talked about that three-point percentage from Northeastern. Not shooting the ball great right now. Neither team has. And that's why it's really being done on the defensive end for both of these groups.
The Huskies 1 of 10. Drexel, a surprisingly low number of three-point shot tries, only 5 in the first half, but not a single make. Very much up in the air. Hard to say what determines this game. It feels like the team's almost still feeling each other out.
Oh, absolutely. And Denise Dillon, you heard her say there right before half that she wants her team to settle down. Seems like they're taking shots and doing things before they even have the ball in their hand. And I think that's going to be one of those important adjustments to make coming out of halftime.
Christy Koramata is with Northeastern coach Kelly Cole.
Coach, you really got a great jump against Drexel. You were smothering them on defense. What led to that great start?
Again, we pride ourselves on playing good team D. This is a great team. They got a lot of weapons, and again, it's us staying true to the scout and making sure that we're, again, closing down the paint, taking care of each person.
What was your main message at halftime to your team?
Again, it's a 20-minute game, and it's anybody's game. This is what we practice for all year long. This is what it's all about.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you,
Matt.
Thanks, Christine. It is literally a 20-minute game now, as the winner gets Towson tomorrow in the CAA championship game. I'm Matt Janus with Nikki Newman, Christine Koramata with us as well. Nikki, you've been on this stage plenty of time before. You understand exactly what's going through these players' minds. You mentioned this was your favorite game to play in the semifinal, chance to get to the championship game, but also in a tie game, a lot of pressure right now.
Oh, there's certainly pressure out there, but this is where those teams rise to the occasion, those championship caliber teams, and really just do what they need to do to get the job done. And this game, it's been tough because there hasn't been a whole ton of offensive production. So you're looking to that defensive end, and I think that's where the game's going to be won. It's going to be a defensive battle for this remaining 20 minutes.
Drexel, as the number 2 seed, is the home team in the whites. They get the basketball to start the second half. Ferrario gets the nod to begin this third quarter. Metzel back after the foul trouble. And Jenko, the weak side rebound. Long pass for Giacone. Nice catch. May avoids the trap in the corner, and Northeastern can get into its offense. Dublin driving on Greenberg, spinning and left it short. Washington gets the rebound.
And a nice defensive possession right there, just staying in front of Dublin.
Ferrario gave it back to Washington. And Brown there to get things organized. Wants to drive again. Some contact, no whistle. Metzel cleans it up.
And that's the addition that Metzel gives on the court. She has that size down in the post. She can get those rebounds and putbacks, and she's going to be important in this second half for Drexel.
Each team had a little bit of foul trouble. It was Metzel for Drexel, who had to sit the final 15 minutes and a half. Hill for Northeastern, as Dublin can't find the range, and Greenberg pulls down her 8th rebound.
Again, cleaning up the board. She's just doing what she needs to do. She might not be scoring the ball right now, but she's doing a lot of those small things for this Drexel team.
That's how you win the Conference Player of the Year award. Washington dribbles into traffic. Metzel with 10 to shoot. Washington, the pull-up. And Drexel, its largest lead, up 4.
And again, that's what Washington does so well with. She's patient with the ball, and we saw right there, they use that full 30 seconds in the shot clock, what they want to do, and they're taking the shot that they want.
Washington fouling Jenko on the follow-through, and one of the best free throw shooters in the country will get 3.
Absolutely, shooting 91% from the free throw line. It's definitely not somebody you want to foul in general to put him on the line, but especially not from three-point land.
A rare tough day at the line, though, yesterday. She had 3 misses. We were joking on the air. Jenko might not have missed 3 times in a month at any point this year. Finds the roll that time. Kelly Cole brought everybody over to the sideline that wasn't just Jenko for a quick little pep talk.
That's the thing with it. She knows what's at stake, too. And she knows that her team is capable of winning this game. And early on, she was saying how, we just need to go out and do what we do. We're not going to do anything different. We're going to go out and play our game.
Their game's been pretty effective, 20 wins on the year. They started the season 10-0. And now, in this CAA semifinal, Greenberg finding the range, a deep 2.
And a nice knockdown for Greenberg there. Would have loved if she recognized where she was standing at on the court, maybe stepped a few inches back to make that a 3-point shot, but either way, a big knockdown for her.
Jaconi finds a wide open May. Big 3 as Northeastern pulls even.
And that's what you have to do when you have those wide open shots, especially as a freshman in May, knocking that one down.
Only the second made triple in 11 tries for Northeastern, but an important one. Metzel posting up on Jaconi. Washington right back to Metzel. The hook gets the roll.
And I like that little repost there from Metzel. She originally got it, saw she didn't have anything, passed it back out, really worked hard again down on the block, and was able to go to that little baby hook there.
Jenko trying to create off the dribble, Metzel the rebound. And that repost, an example of what Denise Dillon was looking for, slowing down on offense, is Brown. No whistle, as there was a lot of contact on that 3-point shot, but Drexel will get another try.
It was, and that's a nice thing, though, staying after that play, even though there wasn't a foul call on that one, still trying to keep after it and get that second chance.
Where'd Brown end up, second row? 13 to shoot. Drexel a little late getting organized here. Just now starting its offense. 7 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Washington stripped, and that's a shot clock violation.
And again, that's something that's very rare that you see from Drexel, not being able to get set up in that offense, a little bit of a lack of communication there. Denise Dillon did say settle down at half, but I don't think she meant that much.
There's a difference between calming down and slowing down sometimes.
There certainly is.
Niall going to return. Washington will sit down. Meanwhile, Jaconi gets a breather for Northeastern as Alexis Hill, the freshman who's had a good tournament, comes back in. Dragons by 2, Northeastern the basketball. CAA semifinal. May stepping through, finding Hill, using the window.
And a nice job there by Hill, staying with that one. Drexel was caught off a little off guard there defensively, but a nice job executing.
Good anticipation on the pass as well.
It certainly was.
So we're tied again. Nihil on Jenko. Ferrari, who had 6 in the first half, finds Greenberg for 2.
That's a heads-up play there by Ferrari. That's what you want to do, especially when you have a teammate driving baseline. You have to make yourself visible as an offensive player. And Bailey Greenberg, a smart player, she was able to make that cut into the paint.
Greenberg getting going a little bit. She's got 4 in this second half. May went back door, uses the left hand. And getting fouled on the putback was Dublin, who will head to the line.
Right there, Northeastern giving Drexel a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. You saw her with that back door cut, just catching them off guard defensively.
which is not something you hear very often. Northeastern just throwing wrinkles at Denise Dillon's team. Dublin and Hill have been very effective in the high and low post for the Huskies and Kelly Cole.
They certainly have, and Kelly Cole did talk about that. She said, okay, you know what, we want to expose them defensively because they are such a good defensive team. I mean, like we talked about earlier, they lead the nation in points allowed per game. So they get it done on the defensive end, and Kelly Cole's Huskies are just trying to pick that apart.
Drexel's made 5 of its last 6 shots offensively, but can't shake free of Northeastern. We're tied again. Netzel in the post, gets the roll.
And again, we can say it time and time again, but the presence she has on the court, especially playing a team like this, just having somebody down there in that post draws a little bit more attention.
So efficient offensively, had 20 points on only 10 shots in the quarterfinal win over William and Mary. Jenko off the dribble, in and out, and Netzel there again. Hendrickson, I think she was looking for Nyhill. Greenberg tipped it right to Dublin.
And right away, you saw Denise Dillon say, take care of the ball, and that's going to be huge in these remaining minutes.
Hill again, filling it up, the freshman.
And what great court recognition Hill has. Being a young player out there, just recognizing spots on the court, filling those spots, and she's allowed herself a lot of opportunities at open shots.
She averaged just 4 points per game in the regular season. She had 16 in the quarterfinal win, and despite foul trouble, has 8 today. Hendrickson off the mark. Chased down her own miss. Nyhill wants to attack. Lefty bank. And May, a good rebound. Nyhill all over Jenko. Dublin straight down the lane, gets the roll.
And again, what a take by Dublin. She recognized that Drexel was giving her the lane that time. She just took advantage of it.
Northeastern back up by 2. Under 3 to go in the third. Netzel doubled inside. Jenko stripped her, tied her up, and it'll be Northeastern ball.
I like that find there going down into Netzel in the post, but those are one of those things you have to recognize the double team coming. Your teammates have to talk to you. She had a Nyhill wide open in the corner, and that's where communication comes in.
Dublin has Northeastern up 2, 2:45 to go in the third.
The sub above difference is daily, not shredded last night or baked yesterday afternoon. Good ingredients, prepped fresh every day. Because that's what daily means. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother load of soft serve ice cream.
I got cones. Anybody wants one?
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
We struck sprinkles!
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We are the coaches of women's basketball. We are leaders and teachers, dreamers and winners. We are professionals who conduct ourselves ethically and with integrity. We place the education, safety, and well-being of the athletes we coach above all else and teach them the fundamental values they need to succeed in life. We are coaches united for the good of our game and those who play it. We are the WBCA.
The sub above difference is legendary. With Jersey Mike's, throwing an unforgettable party is easy. Now this is a party. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
You can see the Drexel in a dogfight, trailing Northeastern by 2, late third quarter of the CAA semifinal. Let's go to the third member of our crew, Christine Corinmata.
A lot of communication in the huddle by the players on individual matchups. And then Coach Denise Dillon and Associate Head Coach Amy Mallon coming in, switching up some of those individual matchups. On offense, the Dragons need to be a little bit more patient. Denise Dillon saying wait for those up screens, allow the post players to establish position, be a little bit more patient. What we want is there, we just need to wait for it. Guys?
Dublin missed the open jumper. It'll go out of bounds, though, and stay with the Huskies. And interesting stuff from Christine. It's been a common refrain every time she's either listened in or we've talked to Denise Dillon. We've heard the same message.
We have, and I think it's about those players buying in, and that's something she talked about they do so well of. But right now is the time when they really need to step it up and do what their coach is asking of her.
Todd hits the open three, and the lead grows to 5.
What a big shot there by Todd. One of those players, again, they don't always look for that outside shot. They do shoot a pretty high percentage. She shoots 34% from 3, so a big knockdown for her.
Washington, the freshman. High post to Kretzikova. Nihil with 10 to shoot. Greenberg inside, got fouled as she pinned the freshman Currents. Heady play from the vet.
It was, and I think, again, a situation right there, and we heard Coach Dillon talk about early on Greenberg needing to be patient. You know, get the ball in your hand, then make your move, and that time you saw she caught the ball, took a little bit more time, and went up strong through contact.
Has only taken 2 shot attempts in the second half. She made them both from the field, and now up to 7 points for the game.
And, you know, with her being the player of the year this year, I think that's somebody that they're going to have to look to go to a little bit more.
A 3-point game. Denise Dillon's second-ranked Drexel Dragons, the highest remaining seed in this CAA tournament, with JMU going out earlier, giving a break out here to Currents. Jenko could not get the shot off with Nihil there. Dublin goes to work, barrels into Kretzikova, who hit the deck hard. It'll stay with Northeastern.
And she did look like she hit her head hard on that one.
Well, it has been a physical second half.
You see right here, a nice job originally getting back in transition defense by Drexel, and just a tough break right there.
Well, you don't see no calls on that very often.
Yeah.
Normally it's a block or a charge one way or the other. Letting them play. 6 to shoot. Jenko into the lane. And she is fouled.
I didn't see too much contact on that one either. She came down there and slightly grazed the arm, but a little bit of those touch fouls that are being called at this point in the game too. And as a player being on the court, you have to recognize that, because that kind of tells you what you can do defensively, if you can apply a little bit more pressure, if you have to stay off a little bit and not be as aggressive.
Just when you start to think you have it figured out, you see some heavy contact, not get called, and then the lighter contact get whistled as Jenko increases the lead to 5 for Kelly Cole's team. Both clubs now applying the full court pressure. One minute to go in the third quarter. Washington finds Metzel. A high arcer for 2.
And I'm actually surprised that there wasn't a foul call on that one either. She didn't allow Metzel to land after she took that shot. So, you know, in my opinion, that should have been an opportunity at an and one play.
Bodies flying left and right. Dublin to Todd. Her second straight 3.
And again, Todd stepping up.
She had 4 last night. Northeastern equaling its largest lead of the game. Metzel looking for the answer and finding it.
And a tough take right there by Metzel. You're seeing the Huskies are trying to push out on her because she's knocked down that outside shot. So just nice recognition, seeing what they're giving her.
Jenko will hold for one and throws it away. Greenberg. Brown chasing it down with 2 seconds to go. Can't hit it at the buzzer. And that is the end of the third quarter. Northeastern up by 4, trying to pull off the upset. Shannon Todd had a big third quarter, and the Huskies 10 minutes away from a CAA championship game appearance.
CAA student athlete. I respect myself. Through respecting myself, I respect my opponent.
Through respecting my opponent, I respect the game. Through respecting the game, I respect the officials.
Through respecting the officials, I respect the outcome.
My example, in victory or defeat, nurtures respect in others.
Will you follow my lead?
Man, what you expecting? Man, what you had planned? Man, what you had planned? Man, what you had planned? Ain't no denying, I'm the man. Ain't no denying, ain't no denying. Watch me reiterate this once again. This year I promise to make you believe and be proud to look up as a fan. I did what they told me I couldn't, got better, went back where I started and did it again. Got it down to a science so much we could bottle and sell it, it really depends. Is this what you expected? Is this that shit that you wanted? Is this what you planned? Tired of being a second, and I'ma be riding this to the end, man, you know how we do it. Yeah. I just been working, I just been working. Sometimes you gotta be selfish to work on yourself for a while. I just needed some time. I just been working, I just been working. I changed for the better, Hey, good things take time, and you know how we do it.
For the CAA semifinals, winner gets a date with Towson tomorrow afternoon. Northeastern leading second-seeded Drexel by 4. Nikki, a year ago, Drexel hosted this tournament. They were the regular season champs. All the pressure was on their shoulders. They got to the title game, but fell just short to Ela. This year, it felt like they would come in a little more under the radar. With JMU having such a tremendous regular season, but with the Dukes losing yesterday, all of a sudden the pressure has ratcheted up on Denise Dillon's team.
Oh, it definitely has. And Denise Dillon spoke about how this team was hungry. They obviously knew what happened last year on their home court in the tournament, and they wanted to kind of get it back. So they had that little bit of a bitter taste in their mouth. They were ready. They were amped up. I'm sure there wasn't too much talk about JMU being out because they need to come in and take care of the business that they need to in order to get to that championship game.
Metzel cutting the deficit in half for Drexel. Jenko held her pivot, found Currents. And Greenberg, another rebound for the Dragons.
And a nice defensive possession there by Washington, that man-to-man defense, forcing a tough shot there by Currents.
Drexel, statistically the best defense in the country. Metzel inside, draws a double, opens up Washington. And Giacone the rebound.
And not a bad look right there. Right away Denise Dillon said great shot. They worked the ball inside and then played out. Washington
came to Drexel's campus known as a sharpshooter, and up and down here at 30% from 3. Jenko backdoor, Hill again can't finish. Giacone draws the foul.
And that's something that Jenko does so well, being a small, quick player. When she goes to that little hezzy move right there, just getting a defender up out of their stance, she's so quick that she can get around them and make something happen.
What you call that, hezzy move?
I did.
I like it. Jaconi, the senior. The yin to just Jenko's yang, said Kelly Cole. If Jenko is super intense and lives for every single second, Jaconi has more of a big picture feel, more easygoing, and the perfect combination to have as your two senior leaders.
Certainly, it's nice to have that balance out on the floor.
So the lead up to 3 for Northeastern. Nihill cutting off the screen. Metzel driving the pull-up. Got it.
And right now, the way she's been playing, I think that's the player for Drexel. You need the ball in her hand because a lot of times good things are happening, whether she's scoring a bucket, it's opening up other players. So I think Drexel will probably look to get her a little more involved offensively.
It opened wide up for Jenko, but she missed from point blank. Metzel has 16. She only played 5 minutes in the first half, Nikki.
And the mindset that she had to have sitting on the bench over there in the first half, just waiting to get back out on the court.
Good ball movement here from Drexel, but better defensive rotation from Northeastern. 5 to shoot. Washington has to hoist. Metzel tried to keep it alive and knocked it off Jaconi.
You saw Denise Dillon right there talking to Washington. Hey, shoot the ball. Don't just heave it up there. Take your shot, shoot the ball.
Both players giving it their all as Drexel will get a fresh 30 for RU back in. She had 6 in the first half off the bench for Denise Dillon's team. Oh, another steal for Jenko. Came in out of nowhere, but Todd walked as Brown was there defensively.
And right there, that's a heads-up play by Brown. She didn't completely get back in that transition defense. She made it tough. I think she caught Todd off guard right there.
I remember somebody used to do that at JMU a few times.
Yeah.
You should have trademarked that move. Ferrario into a double. Brown couldn't get the shot off. They swing it to Metzel. Zone really wreaking havoc here on Drexel's offense. 6 to shoot. Brown through the contact and almost had the bank still open.
It was close, and we talked about it. Brown's not necessarily known for her three-point shooting. She can knock it down, and right there, you know, I don't know what you saw, but either way, you don't want to foul a three-point shooter.
And that's Kelly Cole's reaction. I don't think she loved the call, but more importantly, you got to contest under control there in a tough time for a freshman mistake.
Exactly.
Denise Dillon will take it as her team a chance to go in front from the free throw line. And one more coming for Brown, who's 73% on the season. Junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Top 5 in the CAA in assists. But has been more of an offensive threat in this tournament. Shooting the basketball better than she has all season long. Dragons by 2 under 7 to go. Jenko can't find the answer. Ferrari with the rebound. But Jenko tips it away.
Right there, shot by Jenko early in the shot clock, just trying to make something happen. It was online. It looked pretty from our viewpoint. But you see the pressure that Drexel's applying, kind of forcing them into taking those early shots.
Jenko missed the shot, not hanging her head. She just went to every teammate, said, come on, let's go get a stop.
Again, that senior leadership.
Washington stepping back. Metzel again. And threw it away, back to Northeastern.
Just a high-soaring rebound right there for Metzel to get that one. Obviously wish she could have had that connection with Washington.
Both of these teams can set traps in the blink of an eye. It really is remarkable.
Oh, they can.
I mean, Drexel can do it off a steal, when they turn the ball over. Meanwhile, Northeastern has an offensive rebound. Everybody converging. Hill in the high post. Chenko needing some help. Still 8 to shoot. Dublin followed it. Hill ended up with it. And Metzel clears it this time. It is fouled by Hill.
And tough there for Hill. I don't think she realized after getting that rebound, some space cleared out. She had an open look right away at the basket. And I think it just caught her off a little, caught her a little off guard.
Dragons by 2. We've seen 4 ties and 4 lead changes in the second half alone.
It has been very back and forth.
Neither team is led by more than 6. Greenberg into traffic. Brown finds a wide open Washington and made a rebound. Every time it looks like a team's about to grab the momentum, the opponent digs in for a defensive stop. Dublin with Greenberg on her. 5 to shoot. Finds May. Todd the follow, draws the foul.
That's tough right there. Drexel played some really good defense, and I think Ferrari just got caught off guard. She was a step late on that backdoor cut and wasn't able to recover.
These teams standing toe-to-toe in the CAA semifinals. Back and forth we go. Drexel up 2, but Northeastern at the free throw line to try to tie it when we return.
The sub above difference is the slicer. After all, if a sub isn't made with meat and cheese sliced to order, you should be a little suspicious. Sliced thin, sliced now. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I am a CAA student athlete. I respect myself. Through respecting myself, I respect my opponent.
Through respecting my opponent, I respect the game. Through respecting the game, I respect the officials.
Through respecting the officials, I respect the outcome.
My example, in victory or defeat, nurtures respect in others.
Will you follow my lead?
I can't believe it. I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop quartet.
Pass the ball, pass the rock. We're open, just pass the ball.
Nah, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. Yeah.
Shoot the J, shoot the...
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What does it mean to be a CAA student athlete? It's passion, commitment, accountability, preparing for the real world, discipline on the court and in the classroom. CAA Hoops. It's only for those who want it most.
The sub above difference is 0. Sure, 0 gets a bad rap. It's even been called nothing. But when it comes to antibiotics in your turkey, you can't beat 0. 0 is number 1. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
CAA semifinals, Northeastern at the free throw line, trying to draw even with Drexel. Let's hear from the third member of our broadcast crew, Christine Corin-Mata.
A lot of positivity amongst the players before the coaches got into the huddle. They feel very, very good right now. Kelly Cole talking specifically about the next offensive possession, what she's looking for. A lot of ball movement, a lot of cutters. On defense, they switched up some of the matchups. They want to step up on the perimeter and try to contain Drexel. The feeling on the bench right now is that these next 2 possessions are critical. They got to get a stop on D. Matt?
Thanks a lot, Christine. Neither team has been able to build any leeway whatsoever. This game has never been more than a two-possession affair, and we're dead even with 4:52 to go.
Exactly that. And like Christine just said, these last remaining possessions, I mean, every single one is critical at this point in the game.
Winner gets to Towson in tomorrow's CAA championship game. Nihil for the lead. Knew she missed it, chased it down.
That's just a hustle play right there.
Denise Dillon said she never gets tired. Can't punish her with calisthenics. She finds Greenberg plus the foul.
And Greenberg is really doing that, drawing contact and getting herself to the free throw line. Again, we saw her slow down a little bit more, catch, turn around, then shoot up through contact.
The CAA Player of the Year coming through when it matters most as Hill picks up her 4th foul for Northeastern.
With that last bucket from Greenberg, that gives her a double-double on today's game. And we talked early how she wasn't knocking down shots, so she was cleaning up on the glass. And it seems like her offensive game is starting to match up with that.
She hasn't missed in the second half, but she's only taken 3 shots. Drexel by 3. Each team with a full allotment. 4 timeouts remaining. Todd fouled by Hendrickson.
And Todd showing there a little bit the expansion of her game. Not only can she shoot that 3-point shot, she'll try to get to the rim as well.
Amazing when you knock down 7 in a 2-game span, how the defense has to come out on you.
Oh, yeah. And being able to do that versatility is huge. It just adds another factor to the offensive game.
Jenko tried to thread the needle. It was kicked away. It stays with the Huskies. Every possession so critical at this point. Giacone trying to get position inside. Backing down Metzel, got it back and puts it in.
And just a physical play there by Giacone, sticking with that one and following through.
Back to a 1-point game with 3:40 to go. Brown got stopped. Nihil on the drive. Finding Hendrickson. And an over-the-back foul against Brown. 4th team foul on the Dragons, so Northeastern will shoot the rest of the way.
And not a bad look there, not by any means, but again, it goes back to that's not really Drexel's identity this year, knocking down that outside shot. And we see right there, they haven't shot the ball great from outside today, haven't hit a three-pointer, 0 for 11.
Of 11. Jenko got a hard screen from Giacone, but a kick save and a butte from Metzel. That was going to be a layup.
It was, and I think right there they were trying to get a moving screen call, but I didn't see her move that much. It's just Jenko has a little bit of size. Giacone. And it was tough for Nihil to get through that one.
Jenko's got to hurry, and Dublin chases it down. Still plenty of time, 11 on the shot clock for Jenko. 5 for Todd. Finding Giacone at the last second.
Nice drive there, just drawing the defense in. You saw Metzel try to draw that offensive charge, and a little dish there to Giacone.
Now it's Northeastern by 1. Drexel needs a bucket. Metzel pulls the trigger. Keeps it alive. And Nihil ends up with it as Drexel takes a timeout. And everybody can take one more deep breath. 2:22 to go. A trip to the CAA championship game on the line. Northeastern up 1, but Drexel ball when we return.
The sub above difference is the slicer. After all, if a sub isn't made with meat and cheese sliced to order, you should be a little suspicious. Sliced thin, sliced now. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I am a CAA student athlete. I I respect myself. Through respecting myself, I respect my opponent.
Through respecting my opponent, I respect the game. Through respecting the game, I respect the officials.
Through respecting the officials, I respect the outcome.
My example, in victory or defeat, nurtures respect in others.
Will you follow my lead?
I can't believe it. I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop quartet.
Pass the ball, pass the rock. We're open, just pass the ball.
Nah, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. Yeah.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What does it mean to be a CAA student athlete? It's passion, commitment, accountability, preparing for the real world, discipline on the court and in the classroom. CAA Hoops. It's only for those who want it most.
The sum above difference is 0. Sure, 0 gets a bad rap. It's even been called nothing. But when it comes to antibiotics in your turkey, you can't beat 0. 0 is number 1. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
That's Towson head coach Diane Richardson. She has the Tigers in their first ever CAA championship game, their first league title contest since 1984. Her team will play the winner of this one. Northeastern up a point, but Drexel the ball. Metzel will head to the line to try to put the Dragons back in front with 2 1/4 to go.
Definitely not a bad player to go to down the stretch right here. What she's been able to do in the post so far, right there, drawing that contact against Jaconi.
Metzel, her first year as a starter. Denise Dillon said the coaching staff talked with her after last season and said she had to go get in the gym because the role was going to grow. They were going to depend upon her. And has she ever come through in this CAA tournament? Although she cannot give Drexel the lead here. Two minutes remaining as Jenko trying to find a place to create. Backdoor for May, and Northeastern back in front.
And a situation right there defensively, Brown just fell asleep out on that wing. Didn't even see May making that backdoor cut.
.100 seconds remaining. Every possession so important now. Brown with 10 to shoot. Greenberg drawing the contact back to the free throw line.
And again, she does such a great job of drawing that contact. I personally didn't see that much. I saw a lot of going up straight, if anything, maybe a little bit with the body. But she does a pretty good job selling it as well.
She got that position, which I think helped her draw the call. 2 big free throws now. 76% on the season as Ferrari returns. Brown gets a breather. The CAA Player of the Year ties the basketball game. Full court pressure from the Dragons. Jenko working hard just to get it. This has been a battle all game. Jenko against Nihil. 2 of the smallest but the toughest players in the league. 6 to shoot for Jenko. Gonna have to heave it, and a timeout by Kelly Cole with 3 to shoot. She watched that one go in the air, was a little nervous, but when it missed, she started nodding her head and clapping.
She did. And on that last possession there, I don't know that Jinko recognized that there was a mismatch down low with Jaconi against Nihil. And if they could picked up on that a little bit sooner, I think they would have had an opportunity of a clean look at Jinko going to the basket.
This is kind of a tough spot. You have to pick your moments. If you're Greenberg and Jenko, you've meant so much to each team, but can't play hero ball in this spot.
You definitely can. Like we said about 4 or 5 minutes ago at that last media break, every possession counts at this point in the game, so you're wanting to take the best shot you possibly can.
Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. 3 to shoot here for Northeastern. Jenko in the corner. And Greenberg the rebound. Final 53 seconds of a tie game in the CAA semifinals. Greenberg spinning her way to the basket. Jaconi blocked it. 7 to shoot for Drexel.
And a really nice job defensively by Jaconi, moving her feet, staying in front of Greenberg, and not committing a foul on that last one.
Denise Dillon going to use one of her 3 remaining timeouts. Well, we saw Jenny Cole draw something up. Got Jenko reasonably open, albeit off-balance look. Denise Dillon's got a little bit more time to work with here.
She does, and she's a very basketball-minded person, obviously. So I'm sure she's going to draw something up right here for them, as you can see. But it's going to be a matter of Drexel executing. And I don't know that they've done a great job of that in today's game so far. They seemed a little bit off balance, not too comfortable on the offensive end. But, you know, again, a big possession right here for the Dragons.
Drexel's gone almost 4 minutes without a field goal. Metzel finds Washington. Brown with 2 to shoot. And Northeastern can hold for the last shot, looking for the win.
Right there on that one with Brown driving in there, I think she was almost expecting the contact rather than really taking her time with that shot. Not a bad look.
This will be interesting. Did they get the timeout before the dribble? No. So Northeastern cannot advance the basketball here.
That's tough because I'm sure that's what Kelly Cole was wanting to do. Advance the ball so they had it on their side of the court and she could draw something up there. I'm sure Drexel's going to look to apply some pressure in the backcourt.
Well, this one has seesawed back and forth all second half long.
It really hasn't. Todd, one of those players who's really stepped up, knocked down 2 big three-pointers for Northeastern. But like you said, it's almost been a game of runs, but very short runs because it's been back and forth so much.
It has not been more than a 2-possession game all afternoon. We have seen 7 lead changes, 11 ties. And Bailey Greenberg has had a big second half after a nightmarish first 20 minutes.
She really has. And again, offensively, she's capable of doing a lot of things, but a smart player. She recognized her offensive game wasn't there right away. So trying to do some other things to keep Drexel in this ballgame.
But it's Northeastern that'll have a possession for the win. Shot clock is off. Each team is over the limit in fouls. Full court pressure from Drexel. Nihil denying Jenko. Finally gets it with 11 seconds to go. Timeout as they bled some clock. 5.5 remaining.
And you're in a situation now, if you're Drexel, it's crucial. This has to be your best defensive possession of the entire game. And the last thing that you want to do is commit a silly foul and put Northeastern on the line.
Jenko, the two-time All-CAA performer, the recruit that Kelly Cole said more than anyone else has turned this program around. When she graduates, whenever this season ends, it won't be the end of her legacy at Northeastern. Cole said she'll talk about Jenko to every recruit, every player that walks into the building in Boston. Boy, she has a chance to cement her legacy here.
Oh, absolutely. And she's one of those players who has kind of set the standard for the expectation at Northeastern.
Giacone gets it in. Todd for the win. And we'll play overtime.
And what a drawn-up play there, though, by Kelly Cole. I don't know that the expectation was there for Todd to take that last shot, but she's knocked down some three-pointers already in this game.
40 minutes, not enough. Kelly Cole and Denise Dillon's teams will play overtime when we return to the CAA semifinals.
The sub above difference is daily, not shredded last night or baked yesterday afternoon. Good ingredients, prepped fresh every day. Because that's what daily means. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother load of soft serve ice cream.
I got cones. Anybody wants one? No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
We struck sprinkles!
Kelly Cole's team was an open jump shot away from a trip to the CAA championship game. But Drexel, the best defense in the country, gets a stop when they needed it, so we have overtime.
That we do, and in this overtime run here, these next 5 minutes, again, I think it's going to come down to that kind of defensive battle and what's been happening in this game the entire time. Obviously, you want to knock down shots as well.
Drexel gets the basketball to start it. I'm Matt Janus with Nikki Newman, Christine Coronado with us as well. Winner plays Towson tomorrow afternoon in the CAA championship game. Washington doubled on the perimeter. Gets it inside of Greenberg. Exploding to the basket, Drexel on top.
And Bailey Greenberg taking her time on that one. She faced up the basket, looked to see what the defense was giving her, and was able to make a tough move to the rim.
The pressure continues from Drexel. Jenko having to work so hard all day just to get the ball in her hands, thanks to Hannah Nihill. She's had a tough shooting day, just 1 of 11 from the field. Six to shoot. Dublin couldn't hold on, and Nihill the steal. Attacking the 10, Ferrariu lays it in.
And what a big event of plays for Nihill right there on the defensive end, pushing the ball in transition, getting a wide open layup. I believe that's one of the very first transition buckets we've seen in this game.
Well, what a big trip this becomes for Northeastern. Dublin, the blow-by, cuts the deficit in half.
And that's exactly what that was, a blow-by. And Drexel kind of just said, you know what, she's too far past me. I'm not going to get a foul right here. She can have that one.
Sometimes you got to know when to live to fight another day. Neither team can escape the other. Washington using the window.
A big-time shot from Washington, too, shooting over Todd. She has a little bit of size on her, but aggressive take to the basket.
Dublin working on Greenberg. May helps her out. Dublin gets it right back. Missed the bunny. Saved it in, though, off of Washington.
That was a tough one right there, and not something you necessarily see out of Bailey Greenberg going for that steal. She tried it, but tough for Dublin too because she wasn't able to hit that little bunny there.
So a fresh 30 here for Northeastern. Angie Lewis, the official, double checking the scores table. Thumbs up, we're good to go. Jenko with Nihill there again. Has to go inside to Dublin. Greenberg all over, gets the rebound too.
That's just good, smart defense right there, going straight up, not bailing anybody out with a foul.
Two-possession game. Drexel trying to add to the lead. Washington driving and getting fouled.
And again, same play as last time, just turning that corner up top, taking it hard to the rim, this time going through contact, getting herself to the free throw line.
Gotta love the freshman rising to the occasion in the extra frame. She missed some open jumpers in the second half, but never let it bother her and just kept taking her opportunities and has come up big here in overtime.
She really has, and a player who's been out on the court for a majority of this game, played 34 minutes so far. Not only is she putting the ball in the hoop, but she's been a facilitator too. She has 5 assists so far in today's game.
This is Drexel's largest lead of the night.
And I honestly think so far this is the best we've seen them play in this overtime period.
Northeastern finally breaks the pressure with ease, looking to attack. Todd got the switch to Nihill, which gets Jenko on Washington. Hill. Plus the foul, Alexis Hill.
And that one, you saw right there, Metzel with the hesitation of going over and helping out because Hill got a step on Greenberg. You know, surprised that Metzel didn't step all the way over there for that help to make that shot a little bit more tough.
Alexis Hill, considered Drexel, actually was on campus for a visit with Denise Dillon and their staff, decided to head north to Boston, and she brings Northeastern to within 3. Greenberg off the dribble, finds Metzel, and she was fouled by Todd.
And a nice play there by Greenberg, drawing that defense in. She knew she wasn't going to get a clean shot. She was able to find Metzel. You know, Coach Kelly Cole doesn't look too happy about that one. I think it was a late whistle, but it looked like she grazed her arm right there.
Yeah, it looks like the right call. And a chance to pad the lead for Metzel. She's got 18 despite missing almost 15 minutes in the first half due to foul trouble.
In the second half that she's had has been huge.
On the heels of 20 in the quarterfinal win against William and Mary.
And that's something that Coach Dillon did say. She said, yeah, she played great yesterday, but she can't stop there. She's got to come back and perform again today.
Well, Northeastern can't stop now. They need something quick. 90 seconds to go, trailing by 5. 2 seconds to get it across. May does. She's trapped, tied up. Northeastern has the arrow.
And no surprise to see who was there for that tie-up. Nihill, the energy she brings on the defensive end, just always in the right area at the right time, plays very aggressive.
Well, Kelly Cole almost got teed up. We will take a timeout. With 1:24 remaining, the officials discussing whether the timeout came before the tie-up or not. That's important because it will determine who has the arrow. They did give the timeout to Northeastern. They caught a technical foul on Northeastern with 1:24 remaining.
Boy. A huge momentum changer.
Well, the Huskies were the benefactor of 2 technical fouls in the final 20 seconds of the third quarter yesterday. A disastrous time for a tee here. Oh, Kelly Cole arguing for a foul on that trap. Sees Drexel go up by 7.
And those are 2 big free throws, obviously, for Metzel. You know, that's tough to have your team in that situation over there. Obviously, you know, levels are high at this point in the game, but you got to think, hey, you're still in this game, and now it's turned into a 3-possession game.
Well, you would think it would have to be something egregious at this stage to call a technical foul, as Janko is fouled. Good news for Northeastern. Chance to get some points with the clock stopped.
And if you're Northeastern, if there's anybody on this team you want on the line, it is Janko.
92% in the regular season. Can't afford any misses at this stage. On a tough offensive day, still clutch at the free throw line as Dublin will return. They sit down Giacone going a little defense for offense. Brown comes in to replace Ferrariu for Drexel.
And you have to think Northeastern, they may try to get a steal quick, but with time so short, they're going to have to think about fouling and putting Drexel on the line to try to get those possessions back.
Northeastern has 2 timeouts remaining. Drexel with 3, and Denise Dillon will use one here as Metzel was trapped in the backcourt. Let's reset things. 66-61. Second-seeded Drexel leading number 6 seed Northeastern. 80 seconds remaining. We're in overtime for the Bob Carpenter Center in Newark on the campus of the University of Delaware. CAA semifinal number 2. Winner of this one takes on Towson in tomorrow's championship game. That'll start at 1 p.m. You can see it on SNY, NBC Sports Washington, NBC Sports Philly, and collegesportslive.com. I'm Matt Janus with Nikki Newman, Christine Corin-Mata here as well, our entire CAA TV crew, and what a good one this has been, Nikki.
Oh, it definitely has. You can't ask for much more, and we knew going into it, it was going to be a battle. It was definitely going to be a battle. These teams have some similarities between them, but it's lived up to the expectation, that's for sure.
If you're Northeastern, probably play this one more possession out at this point, go for the steal, but be aggressive, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a 2-possession game right now. If you can get that steal, that's ideal. Definitely don't want to pick up any fouls late in the shot clock with time running down, because that's almost a wasted possession defensively. So I'm sure Kelly Cole's in their ear coming up with some big game plan as to how they could possibly finish this one out.
A technical foul obviously looming large. This would be a 1-possession game if not for the tee called against Cole just moments ago. Battling for her team, though. You hear coaches talk all the time about keeping their composure. Obviously, Cole couldn't in that spot, but we also, every time you hear a Northeastern player talk about this coaching staff, there's a lot of love for Cole and her staff.
There certainly is, and I think she's gained a lot of respect with the time that she's been there. And, you know, on that last possession, again, it's tough. I don't think she was necessarily wanting the foul call on the jump ball call. It was before that. She felt like there was a lot of contact going on as the ball was being brought up the floor, and she just stayed in the ref's ear on that one.
Right now in her team's ear, getting an opportunity on these full timeouts. You can draw up a couple of different possessions, right?
You can. And a situation now where there's a lot of different things that you can do. So as a coach, you obviously have to make that decision of what you think is best for your team. But on the flip side of things, you know, Drexel, they're going to want to take care of the basketball. No unforced turnovers, and, you know, the time is on their side at this point in the game.
Drexel, an excellent free throw shooting team. They've hit 83% from the stripe today. Up 5, 120 away from a CAA championship appearance for a second straight year. Janko looking for a chance to reach in. Washington with Todd on her and 10 to shoot. Stepping back. Washington went over the back, and Northeastern will shoot free throws with 54 to go.
And that's a tough one there, too, especially down the stretch of a game. Washington following her shot on that one. It didn't see too much contact, and you don't obviously want the game to be played in the ref's hands at this point, but the hustle was there. Just don't want to put Northeastern on the line.
So it's Todd to the free throw stripe, 77% on this season, but big miss there for Kelly Cole's team. Her first of the day in 3 tries. Now you have to think about fouling if you're Northeastern in a 2-possession game with 54 seconds to go.
Absolutely. If they don't get a quick steal, they're going to have to look to foul right away.
Washington avoiding the trap. And the foul as Brown got knocked down. She will shoot the free throw.
Brown is 72% shooter from the line. And I mean, all across the board for Drexel, they're pretty solid at shooting free throws.
Now that hurts if you're Northeastern because Todd, one of their sharp shooters, just fouled out in a spot where you might need a 3.
It is tough because it was my expectation, with these draining possessions here. She's probably the one you would want to go to look for that 3-point shot. Obviously, they have some other threats on the court with Jinko, but she's played tough today.
Great tournament from Todd for sure. She had 9 points today, had 16 yesterday, but Brown increases the lead to 5. Timeout to advance the basketball. Still 1 left for Northeastern, but Drexel knows they're getting closer now. Tough spot to sort of control your emotions now when you know you're right on the precipice, but still a lot of business at hand with 50 seconds to go.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing with the game of basketball. There's only 50 seconds, but it can feel like an eternity because so much can happen right now. And you're looking at a 2-3 possession game right now. Northeastern, they're a tough basketball team. They're capable of knocking down those shots, getting turnovers. So Drexel still has to play solid.
You'd have to imagine neither of these teams will see their season end today. The Huskies 20 wins, Drexel 23. Whoever loses almost certainly will go to the WNIT, but the winner is 1 victory away from the Big Dance.
Absolutely, and that's inking into the minds right now of every single one of those players on the court.
Dublin gets the lob. Jenko off 1 bounce. Missed everything, but Hill there drawing the foul. Keeping hope alive for Northeastern.
And you saw right away Denise Dillon say, come on, you don't want to bail her out right there. It's going to be a tough shot, but you also want to get on the glass too.
What a job by Metzel. Only her 2nd foul in the second half after she had to sit most of the first half with foul trouble. Brown replaces Ferrario as Drexel continues to go offense for defense. Either way, still going to be a 2-possession game. Greenberg got to deny Hill. She's probably the one you want to foul, but they can't get her. And Washington finally draws the whistle, but they bled some important clock there. Only 32 6/10 left.
Way too much time taken off right there if you're Northeastern. A nice job by Drexel, though, recognizing what they had, getting the ball up court and working it around.
But a game from the freshman, first ever Canadian-born women's basketball player at Drexel University. Has 13, perfect from the foul line, and this one would make it a 3-possession Drexel advantage.
And if you're Denise Dillon, you have to be excited to be able to get Washington back for 3 more years, only being a freshman and the impact that she's already had this season.
What a clutch second half at OT from Washington and her teammates. Kelly Cole takes her final timeout, but Drexel can taste it now.
They absolutely can, and Northeastern put together a solid game plan. We talked about Drexel leading the nation in points allowed per game, and Northeastern has definitely surpassed that in today's game. But both ways, it's been a battle.
At this point, if you're Drexel, two critical things here. Don't foul and like to defend the three-point line.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to have to be aware of personnel, who's where. But I think the biggest thing is not fouling. You don't want to put Northeastern on the line, which then allows them to get it set up in a defense on makes.
Both teams over the limit. Huskies out of timeouts. Drexel with 2 remaining. Jenko. Just not her day. Washington couldn't grab the rebound, and Northeastern will get another try. Got to go quick now. Nihil just harassing Jenko. Oh my, heart of the champion, 4-point game.
What a big-time shot there by Jenko. Took a little more time than I expected, but huge knockdown for her.
Boy, Nihil and Jenko, it's a shame Jenko's a senior because you could watch that a few more times, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. The competitiveness that she has and brings to the game, it's unmatched. And you just love watching her play to the very end. If she's a player, she doesn't show that much emotion, whether she's down, whether she's up, and she really is the voice for that Northeastern team.
Kelly Colsick, self-made player, too. When she arrived on campus, she had a ton of skills, but one of them wasn't really shooting the basketball. So after her freshman year, she lived in the gym, and all of a sudden she came back as a sophomore and couldn't miss.
Absolutely, and you have to love to see that players buying in to not only their team success, but their own success, how they can help out the team. And, you know, every single year it seems like she's developed something else, a different part to her game that she can bring to the floor.
Well, her basketball career not going to be over for sure. She will play professionally and hopefully a WNIT game as well. Although they are still holding out hope here as a foul is given. And it'll send Netzel to the line. 17 seconds left, 4-point game, you never know.
You don't, and you see right there Northeastern trying so hard to get that foul call quick. Took a little more time than expected for the ref to finally see it.
If you're Netzel, you want to make sure you tuck those elbows there on the clear out.
You certainly do, especially with the way this game's been called at times, a lot of those touch fouls. And if you're too rough with that, you're liable to pick up that offensive.
So now Alexis Hill has fouled out of the game. The second Husky, who is not at Kelly Cole's disposal any longer. 5-point Drexel lead. Dragons just have not missed at the line down the stretch. 22 of 25 for the game. Desperation time now for Jenko and company. Dublin plus the foul with 9 seconds to go. Still a chance to make it a one-possession game.
And that's really the last thing you want to do if you're Bailey Greenberg. I mean, she was a step late right there. A situation you almost just want to let her go. You know, give that one to her.
Greenberg knew it right away. Got the free throw. One-possession game. Samantha Michelle will come in for the first time for Northeastern. Drexel will take a timeout to advance the basketball. And now if you're the Huskies, you gotta be all in for the steal here.
No, you absolutely do. And if you don't get it, it's going to make it tough because you're going to be putting Drexel on the line, which would potentially turn this into a two-possession game.
You'd need 2 misses, and they've only missed 3 times in 25 tries all day.
And before this overtime period, you know, the foul calls were low, and neither team was seeing the free throw line very much. But they've definitely knocked down shots when they've needed to, shooting 22 of 25 from the free throw line today.
Mark of a champion. I mean, it's a championship level game. Winner plays in the title tilt tomorrow against Towson. And Drexel, every time they've needed a clutch play, it feels like they've had it. They needed to stop at the end of regulation. They got it. They were trading buckets early in overtime. All of a sudden, it was Greenberg, it was Washington that was coming through, and here down the stretch at the free throw line, almost automatic.
Oh, yeah, they've definitely shown a lot of grit in this game today, a lot of fight. Both teams have, honestly. all around coming from both teams, it's been a really well-played basketball game.
It's cliche, but neither deserves to lose. Someone has to, and Netzel has a chance to all but ice it at the free throw line.
And what a game she has had. I know we mentioned it earlier, especially coming off of her performance yesterday, but sitting out there early in foul trouble in the first half, she's been able to come in the second half and really make something happen. Has 23 points so far in this game.
And that might do it for Drexel. A 2-possession lead with just under 9 seconds remaining. And you're so right, only fitting that it's Netzel that was able to put it away. Jenko needs a miracle. Drexel cannot afford to foul here. Currents misses, and that will just about do it with 0.2 of a second to go. They're going to go check the clock in a 4-point game with 0.2 of a second remaining. Right now, if there's 0.2 left, it's mathematically over because you can't catch and shoot. You might as well just sound the buzzer. Northeastern, if I'm Denise Dillon, I don't think I send my team back out on the floor. The only thing that could happen is a foul.
This is true. This is true. It's tough because, there's hardly anything you can do. So delaying that, Kelly Cole is probably in her huddle right now saying, it was a hard fight, but again, not much you can do at this point in the game.
Maybe 0.4, 0.5, which would allow you to catch and shoot. But again, if you're Drexel, go back to Philly. Just leave the zip code. Do not go anywhere near Northeastern. I'm going to also check and see whose basketball it would be as well. Called it Northeastern, ball on the floor.
You see right away Northeastern getting out there, getting set up. The hope's still there. The only way they'd be able to win this one is catch and shoot on a 3 with a foul. But with no time put back on the clock, it is going to make it very, very tough.
It is mathematically impossible. In fact, with 0.2 to go, a heartbreaker for Northeastern as the buzzer sounds. Drexel in overtime survives. They advance to the championship game. Will play Towson tomorrow. A 73-69 victory for the Dragons.
And what a game that's going to be tomorrow. Two completely different teams. Again, it should be a fun one for Championship Saturday.
What a game. What a battle from both of those teams until the final minute in overtime. It was not more than a 2-possession game.
Oh, it really wasn't. I think Denise Dillon recognized early that her team wasn't playing like they normally do. So they really had to just grit it out to get this win. But if you're Kelly Cole, you have to be very, very happy with the effort that her Huskies gave.
So the Dragons and Tigers will square off. Still business to take care of for both of these clubs. Christine Corin-Mata standing by as both Bailey Greenberg and Denise Dillon will talk with her. Drexel, a 4-point winner, and Christine has Denise Dillon now.
Well, Coach, took a little bit longer than you might have liked, but what a battle here today.
Yeah, it was definitely a battle, and expected. Northeastern's playing some great basketball, and as I told you at halftime, I said it'd be a game of possessions, and it was just that. So I'm proud of the resilience. It wasn't a pretty game by any means for us, but we found a way to get it done.
Kashana Washington in overtime really seemed to be able to get to the rim, and it seems like you were trying to get to her as well. She really stepped up for the team in overtime.
Oh, absolutely. And she's had a great year for us, but you could see as the year continued on, she got a little more confident, more comfortable with what we were doing. I felt she could continue to get to the rim, but she took a couple of the jumpers instead. But she'll learn. She's a freshman, so I'm really pleased with her performance.
And you were switching up Washington and Nihil on Janko. They were really able to contain her. Nihil didn't score today, but boy, what a defensive effort by her.
Absolutely. I said, I thought that she would be candidate for the all-defensive team. I was surprised that wasn't the case, but she just showed why, we felt that. She dictates our defense each and every day, so I'm really proud of her efforts there. And it's a team play. She's a point guard, so she knows it's not about scoring the ball. It's about whatever she can do on the floor.
Well, Coach, you get to play again tomorrow. Congratulations. All right, Bailey, come on in. Bailey, CAA Player of the Year during the regular season. Bailey, you guys really had a lot of adversity today. This was a very difficult game. How did you get it going more in the second half?
Well, Nikki Metzel came back. Her being out really hurts us because she can shoot it very well from the outside, and she's been finishing amazingly in the inside. But definitely we just picked up the intensity with our defense. We had to stop trading points, which was tough because they're a very good scoring team. So.
Yeah, and it seemed when you got that and one in the 4-minute mark in regulation, it really propelled you to be able to get in not only offensively, but then you started getting some defensive stops, and you particularly getting a lot of rebounds. How important was that for your team?
Yeah, it's definitely really important. Like, I wasn't able to score for my team that well today, but the other thing I tried to focus on was rebounding and defensive stops, so I had to contribute in some way.
You may not have scored your normal, but you scored a lot to help your team win. You get to play in the CAA championship once more. What does that mean to you to be able to return to that game 2 years in a row?
It's so exciting. The team's really excited. Our last, I would say, 3 games, we played overall so well as a team. Everyone's contributing, and that's like really hard to stop, so I'm excited for it.
Well, congratulations, you're moving on.
Thank you.
Matt?
Great stuff, Christine. What a game, and it should be a fantastic final tomorrow as Drexel will take on Towson.
Definitely will. I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Towson, just based off of the system that Drexel likes to play in, but at the same time, Towson loves to get out and run the court.
So it'll be Drexel Towson tomorrow, 1 p.m. on SNY, NBC Sports Washington, NBC Sports Philly, and CollegeSportsLive.com. For Nate Edwards, Brad Wolak, Bobby Broyles, Christine Coramata, and Nikki Newman, I'm Matt Janus. Thanks so much for tuning in. Drexel marches on. They'll play Towson tomorrow for a CAA title.